like hip hop, whatever, like the boom baps or the chord progression, like people like Ninth Wonder, they actually are true to that. That's like something that makes like a good album, whereas you'll be able to keep on listening to it rather than just something that somebody just made like in their basement, as opposed to
Yeah, I feel like it's like the times, like it's this time compared to like the next time. So it's like you might maybe nowadays like want to wait around for like sophomore album, but I'm like one of them people. Usually like the first album usually sells, because I always one of them people. I feel like the people's first album is, in my opinion, it's always proved to be the best. Like, to me, I feel like people would put their best work forward and everything like that. So I would say the first album, to answer your question.
Do you think the public generally knows what's good rap music or what's good hip hop, or are they looking more for a story? What do you think the public look for? Because people have gone a long time trying to come up with this music that would just kind of capture people. Like Game always talks about how he's had a hard time trying to make music for the people, because his albums have been shot down by critics prior to this Red album that recently came out. But I mean, these artists and producers like Ninth Wonder make this music that people consider quality. Like Akinsola considers this quality. Mm-hmm. Why is this quality over somebody else? Is it because he has seniority? I mean, if a young kid out there can make music like this or similar to this, is that the same level as Ninth Wonder?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good point. But I just feel like, which is why for instance, I took a political science and hip hop class this past quarter, and there was like a lot of things about hip hop which I never even knew, like the four movements, not the four movements, but the four archetypes of hip hop, or whatever you want to call it. And then I just feel like a lot of people, like, they might make something that's hot, but after a while it just becomes hot just because there's a lot of things that they don't necessarily know about the actual product or know how even making the product, which is why after a while it's just kind of something that people just listen to just to listen to. Whereas someone like Ninth, I keep on mentioning, but like someone like him, Jay-Z actually called him out on the Black album. Like, people knew that he knew what he was doing. Right. So I feel like when you go, so in that, to answer your question, I guess when you get to sit with the greats, you know that you're great.
But when you talk about this latest album by Ninth Wonder, including samples from the Jackson 5 and all that,
yeah,
is that suitable for today's brand of hip hop music, you think? Or because I mean, Ninth Wonder came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
You talk about Black album, that was like 2002.
Yeah.
Do you think, is that still relevant today? I mean, can somebody, like, I mean, I understand true hip hop heads, if you want to call them that,
yeah,
will appreciate this album.
Yeah.
Now, Ninth Wonder, do you think that his beats can still be used for modern hip hop? Because you see where hip hop is going. Hip hop is changing with the times.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So I feel they can't necessarily go to anybody these days, but I feel like he'll still sell them because like he said himself, like, it's a business. But I feel like he knows himself, like, he's a great artist, and I feel that's what it kind of all boils down to at the end of the day. Because like you said before, even debating somebody that's bad, we're putting them on. So I feel like Ninth Wonder, like, can still know that he's good. Little B can still know that he's good, but at the end of the day, people still have to make money. Is what it all boils down to.
I mean, I don't think Ninth Wonder is probably the best-selling producer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely good. Like, I'm enjoying listening to this right now. But can he set the standard?
Not for today's music.
I mean, when you look at guys like Jay Dilla, Pete Rock, CL Cool, or Smooth, it's CL Smooth. When you look at those guys are famous in their times for their production.
Right.
Ninth Wonder he's still around. But is he the guy who sets the bar for production in 2012?
Yeah, that's an interesting point you brought up, because with Ninth, he was actually talking about in an interview one time that, going back to what you're saying, so maybe this might even answer your question a bit more. He said that a lot of people, when they even think of producers, a lot of them don't even know Pete Rock or Jay Dilla. And a friend of mine that lived like on the South Side, for instance, he said that like around where he's from, people would say that Chief Keef was a better artist musically than Kanye West. Granted, that's like an opinion,
right?
But like, is somebody that only has one side, one song to show you, is he setting the standard? So I feel you have to look at it from both ways, you know.
Chief Keef has a couple tapes that he's had out.
Oh no, yeah, I know that, but I'm saying when it all boils down to like we would only or anybody would only listen to one song of him, which I don't like.
You have to figure out what the people need to hear. It's really hard to do that because you can't speak for everybody.
Yeah.
But when you come to production, I wonder what makes a beat suitable for mainstream. Like when you're listening to this right now, is this something that you can actually hear on the radio? What can this beat make money? I'm actually curious to see how well this album did. This Ninth Wonder album. But I'm definitely concerned with these producers sampling these old school tunes. I mean, that's definitely, it's cool for avid listeners. I mean, I would appreciate that, but is that good enough to make money in this day and age?
Oh, yeah.
That's my question. I'm just saying, because if this game is about making money,
then where'd the music go?
Yeah, I mean, are people still into that kind of music? Into soulful beats and soulful samples or Jackson 5 and stuff like that, which people who love hip hop from the past love old school samples, like funky samples.
Yes, I'm one of them. I love it.
I hear you, but I'm not me too. But I feel like in this day and age, the times are changing to more electronic samples.
Yeah,
and things like that.
Most definitely.
It has something to do. I feel like your fan base, like, you know, like a lot of people like this guy Ninth Wonder, I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good loyal fan base or loyal listeners. And I feel like, to me, when an artist has loyal listeners over just your popularity, your fan base, just other kind of listeners, to me, I feel the loyal listeners, that's what you strive for them, because they're the ones that stand true to your music. Like, no matter, you know, all the other electronic beats and all the other what's hot right now, you know, I don't know, I think it has something to do a lot with your loyalty.
Right.
Loyalty.
But is that loyalty going to grow? Are more people going to jump on Ninth Wonder because they heard this album? Or are more people going to be like, I don't know who Ninth Wonder is. Give me some more Chief Keef so I can blast.
I mean, it's sad to say, but I wish I could say that Ninth Wonder, you know, would be like on your local WGCI or Power 92, but
it's not going to be.
It's not going to be.
And why is that?
I know. Now, actually, I have the answer to that question. Now
I want to hear this. I want to hear this answer.
Oh, okay.
I'm brainstorming, and I know what the answer is. The answer to that is there has to be like a connection between two cultures. So, for instance, if you want to be famous, you have to make stuff for the hood, and you also have to make stuff for hip-hop listeners, and you have to make stuff for superficial listeners, and merge all of them in between.
It's basically like trying to please everybody.
Exactly, because like someone like Ninth, I mean, I like him a lot, but then I could see people who like that kind of like Young Jeezy sound, for instance, you know? Mm-hmm. And then maybe some people who like that Young Jeezy sound, they're like, you know what, I don't really like, or no, they might just be like, I don't necessarily like to listen to just like beats or like regular hip hop songs. They just want like more of like something that they could just like play in their car almost.
Right.
And I feel that's where like there's a disconnect.
And it's like a lot of music nowadays. Most people, they want that hype music. That music that's going to, like, you know, get them going and everything like that. Or, you know, so a lot of people, I mean, when you get in their cars, like, they're not listening to no chill music or anything like that. A lot of people say, you know, they be bumping the music that's going to get them hype and get them feeling good.
This is worth bumping in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it is too, but...
You don't bump this music. This isn't bump.
Well, I
know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't play this in the car.
You won't find this in nobody's car. You'll find, like you said, 2 Chainz, Chief Rocker, whatever his name is. You know, Chief Keef. Yeah. Well, I guess that proves how old I am. Mentally.
Right. There we go. So I'm just trying to see. The public kind of gets molded into what to listen to.
This next beat that's about to come on, though, is something I could hear anybody listening to. Matter of fact, we get this higher?
Let's get this higher.
Someone sound like some Wu-Tang type of beat or whatever.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, anybody could use this. Well, actually, maybe not anybody.
so like the whole album is like just instrumental.
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, this is cool. Is this your favorite beat on the album?
Between this one and another one, I'll play it. Let me see if I can find it. No, not this one.
So if a rapper decided to like just make a rap song on one of these beats, I wonder how much you have to pay Ninth Wonder.
Probably not even that much. Oh yeah,
What?
this beat I'm about to play right now.
Why you don't think they'll have to pay that much?
I mean, if he's selling some of his beats to Little B, you know, like, and then he said that he's trying to be more marketable and
Little
sell
B
more.
has money though.
That's true,
Little
that's
B's
true.
not like your average rapper. He's making money.
That's true, but
He's the bass god. Go ahead.
But maybe at the same time, still many people don't necessarily know about Ninth Wonder, so you might not have. I mean, you'll probably still have to pay him a good amount. I feel
like there's a lot of these producers. I mean, for some reason, a lot of rappers always credit their producer. It's really hard to judge these guys. I mean, it's really hard to judge production.
yeah.
I mean, from our standpoint, like we're listeners. I mean, I don't get in there and see how these beats are made. I should try to realize. I should try to figure out how they rate these because everybody has a great producer. Like I think this is good.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody ever say that production sucks on the song.
This is true.
I mean, seriously, you ever hear anybody say?
It's always towards the rappers or the artists.
Right, it's hardly ever towards the producers.
And they're the ones that make the...
Right. But when you hear like Triple Chain Gang, Soulja Boy and that little Young L, I mean, when you hear that beat, it's like, okay, well the beat is okay. I mean, I guess it's slow. Does that make it okay? Is it off? Or is that the rapper's fault or the producer's fault? You never know.
When I heard this beat that's on right now, like you like it's one of those beats that just brings like so much emotion. This one right here.
Well, yeah, this is strong. I like this too.
Like it's one of those beats that like you almost like envision somebody like standing on top of a cliff and like speaking to the masses or something.
But honestly, this beat is something you would hear in a mixtape of a rapper. I don't think this is ready for the album.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of the cool things about Currency. He uses these kind of samples.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see this sample or beat going on a Kanye album.
Yeah,
they
Kanye West, he's like with his instruments, like
he likes to handle his own
Yeah.
samples. He makes his own beats and he throws in his horns or whatever. But people who use samples, I think J. Cole uses classic samples. He's one of the few mainstream guys who does. But I don't think you would even see this on a J. Cole album. Like I said, this is meant more for mixtapes.
yeah.
But I don't know, is that good or bad? I mean, are mixtapes more? Are they better mixtapes? If you're looking for true hip hop fans, or are studio albums better for true hip hop fans? But which ones should we download?
That's a great question.
Oh boy.
Wow, that was
You gotta sit and think
curveball.
about that. Oh, you gotta sit and think about that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at this, I mean, this is Ninth Wonder's work. This is what he loves.
Right.
This is what he's telling us to download. But you wouldn't hear this music on somebody's studio album.
And that's the thing that kind of sucks too, because a lot of times, like, okay, for instance, this particular album, you could have paid like $10 for it, which I did, but
Sure.
at the same time, like, most people could still get it for free. Whereas like a studio album, most people you want to buy it, which is what most artists push out their mixtapes in order to get the sales of the album.
This is a studio album, right?
Yeah. No. This was a. It was a mixtape, but it was like available on iTunes.
Could you have got it at that piff, you think?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess you would say it's an album.
So you bought it on iTunes for $10.
Yeah.
And it seems to be getting positive reviews. And I've just been looking at I was looking at the stars. People love this. People love this music. And I think Ninth Wonder is trying to tell us that you won't find this on any studio album.
Yeah.
That's what makes him unique. So I don't know. Is it more important to be